know I'm getting this opportunity based on my name, but look, I'm going to use it as a springboard and take full advantage of it. The kid can bang to the body. A lot of people don't. There's older brother Marcus right now, one of my favorite fighters. Great wins over Victor Ortiz, Adrian Broner, and 2 wars with Floyd Mayweather. I just, come from fighting bloodlines. These kids know how to fight, and I'm looking forward to Fabian to seeing the next step of his career, because if he's anything like Marcus, we're going to be in for a lot of excitement tonight.
And Jorge Maisonet Jr., his dad fought at one time for a world title, was a member of an Olympic team, and he has a lot to live up to, and so far he's doing really well, 13-1 in his career.
Yeah, he is. He's got that nice amateur pedigree where he's had a lot of experience facing a lot of different international styles, so the Maidana style shouldn't cause him too much trouble in the beginning, but the pressure, the perseverance, and the power of Maidana can be the intangible things that cause Maisonet a lot of problems.
And as we said all night long, you ask every fighter, as we did at the meeting yesterday, and they all said, yes, this is my toughest test. That's the way it's supposed to be as you try to step up. As we get ready now to take a look at our Corona tail of the tape. Maidana against Maisonet Jr., scheduled for 8 rounds, these welterweights. And we take a look at the age, very close in age, close in height and reach. All the way around, most people expect this to be a fairly even fight. We shall see as we get ready now for this showdown in the main event. We take a look at the rules. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, only the ref can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell. The fight is official after 4 rounds. This one's scheduled for 8. To officially meet him, let's go again to arena announcer Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Scottish Rite Theater here in San Antonio, Texas, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event. Live on NBCSN, 8 rounds in the welterweight division. The 3 judges ringside are Ruben Carrion, Glenn Crocker, and Wilfredo Esperon. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds, Rafael Ramos. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black and the blue. His professional record, 13 wins, 11 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 loss. Fighting out of Queens, New York by way of Cataño, Puerto Rico. Here is Jorge Machito Maisonet Jr. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks trimmed with the black. As a professional, he is undefeated, 9 wins, half a dozen victories coming by way of knockout. Joining us from Santa Fe, Argentina. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fabian TNT Maidana.
Una pelea limpia, ¿okay? Buena suerte a los dos.
Here we go, it's scheduled for 8, Fabian Maidana. He says he knows his brother has helped him a lot as far as the name recognition to get to this moment where he can be on national TV headlining a card, and he wants to show that he can make the most of this opportunity with Big Brother on hand watching. Meanwhile, Jorge Maisonet Jr. telling us yesterday, here's his game plan. I'm going to knock him out or he's going to knock me out. We'll see if that holds up.
Not always the best game plan coming in a fight with a puncher like Maidana. Why bang it out? You know the Maidana name. The kid's going to have some power. He's going to be able to punch a little bit. You see in the corner of him, Roberto Garcia Sr. over there. He's going to know how to fight. If I'm in the corner of Maisonet, I'm going to try to frustrate Maidana. Get him frustrated and land some combinations.
Maisonet has 8 first-round knockouts of his 11 total in his career.
Sometimes when you're a young fighter, you want to knock everybody out. You go in there looking to seek and destroy. But, that's not boxing. You got to go set him up. You got to touch him. You got to set him up. If the knockout comes, it comes. But you don't come out in the first round looking for it. At least not the great fighters. Nice counter right hand by Maisonet a second ago. You see the reflexes and the speed from the youngster. Nice combination. see the left hook up top and then the right hand to the body. A lot of times when you shoot that left hook up top, you're forced to raise your right hand to block it, and that creates an opening for the right hand to the body.
Maisonet coming out aggressive here as he said he would. Fought in the Pan Am Games, had over 100 amateur fights before turning pro just over 5.5 years ago.
And I'm not sure I like some of the body posture from Maidana so far. Whenever Maisonetti's shooting those combinations.
Oh, he landed that right, didn't he, Maidana?
Right in the middle of making a point that I would like to see Maidana try to do something to take away those combinations from Maisonet. Don't just let him rip him more. Shoot a little counter punch, try to time him with something, do anything to not let him rear back and shoot those punches full blow. When I said that, a beautiful straight right hand came to split the guard.
That was down Main Street, wasn't it? His best punch so far, Maidana.
You know, it's an 8-round fight. Both guys have plenty of time, but Maisonet has done some really nice things so far in the first round. Maidana obviously very patient, a little too patient for my liking in the first round, because you don't want to rush out to anything, but you do want to work to try to set things up. And Maidana's been content just to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it's been Maisonet carrying the load so far here.
Big right hand, that hurt Maidana.
And so far, Maisonet's doing what he said he was going to do. I'm going to knock him out, or either he's going to knock me out, but I'm bringing it, and that's what he's doing.
You see how he's going up and down with those combinations, and a little blood from the left nostril of Maidana. That right hand caught him really flush.
You can see the blood coming down now. Maisonet with a strong start to this fight. Maisonet flickering out that jab, continues to be the aggressive fighter. Here's his seconds tick down. End of round one. Jorge Maisonet Jr. with that big right, off to a big start in Texas. A look from our Applebee's corner cam at the Fabian Maidana corner. Had his nose busted there in that first round by Jorge Maisonet Jr. Maisonet coming out with a very strong first round to set the tempo.
It's going to be frustrating for Maidana here in the second round because the blood hasn't really stopped at all. You see it coming down his chest almost exactly like it was in the first round. So two things that can do: make it difficult for you to breathe. Also, sometimes when you have a bad nosebleed, it can come down your throat and you can swallow blood. So got to make sure and get that under control in the next round.
Maisonet continues to be aggressive here. He said that was his plan, to keep the pressure on.
Even though Maidana didn't do a lot in the first round, you see the punching power, you see the feet, the hips, the waist, the shoulders, everything coming forward with full momentum every time he punches, and he's really got a lot of leverage on the shots, Ken.
Jake Donovan giving that first round unofficially to Maisonet.
No question about it. He landed way more shots and the harder shots, and Maidana's got to get going here in the second round. Start using that left jab, start taking some of those hooks into the body. Mix it up and down like Maisonet's doing and start to create confusion in the mind of Maisonet.
Maisonet with that combination there. You see the blood now coming out of the nose of Maidana even more.
Maidana's got a fast left jab.
Oh, and a nice shot there.
You see him shoot that left hand and slide back and land the right hand. He's got reflexes that I didn't think he would have. Beautiful combination.
There he is from Maidana. The crowd favorite here, as you can hear them cheering San Antonio.
It's explosive when he does it, Kenny, and it's fun to watch. Don't take your eyes off the ring. You might miss something great.
Older brother here cheering him on as well. And now Maidana seems to be getting into his groove.
Beautiful combination by Maidana. Jab up top, right hook to the body, then left hook up top. All three punches were in different areas. Head, body, head. Makes it very difficult to defend when they come with that type of speed, like Maidana has. I was very upset and disappointed whenever older brother Marco Maidana retired after Floyd Mayweather. He's one of my favorite fighters, so this kind of makes me happy to see Maidana, younger brother Maidana, coming in and shooting combinations like this, because older brother was very fun to watch.
San Antonio, a special place in the Maidana family. Talk more about that later. Meanwhile, Fabian coming on strong here.
Nice right hand on Maidana again. And Maisonet's got to get out of the way of that punch. You see, Maidana's moving to his right, looking to set that right hand up. If you're Maisonette, you got to move away from that shot. Step to your right. Keep your left hand up. Take a big right hand.
Yes. You got a crowd. Maidana flashing in again. Seconds coming down. What a second round this has been for Fabian Maidana. Maisonette trying to fight back. We talked about how the Maidana family feels right at home here in San Antonio. One of the biggest wins, maybe the biggest ever of Marcos' career, was when he knocked down Adrian Broner twice and handed him his first loss and taking away the crown, being the welterweight champion. A unanimous decision win December 14, 2013, just a few blocks away at the Alamo Dome. And there is the two-time champ. He gets a thumbs up. I think as much for what his younger brother Fabian did in that last round, BJ.
Yeah, some beautiful combinations. Maidana starting to wake up a little bit in that second round, Kenny. But you see the flashes and the glimpses of the explosiveness, the power, and the pedigree. Good stuff from Maidana. You see why they call him TNT. Very explosive.
And Fabian now coming out, red trunks here to start round 3. Very impressive second round. He talked about sparring with Marcos at times as they were kids, and for real sparring the last couple of times he got ready to fight Floyd Mayweather.
It's interesting they use younger brother Fabian to emulate Floyd Mayweather. I don't think he really fights in that Floyd Mayweather style, but you see he's got a lot of very nice weapons, very heavy-handed. That's the thing about Marcos Maidana. When he first broke onto the scene and he beat Victor Ortiz, people were shocked. That was a fight Ortiz was supposed to win, but the heavy hands of the Maidana family, keep them in fights. Let's see if Marcos can Fabian can do the same.
Meanwhile, Maisonette's people telling him in his corner to move more. Don't be stationary. As you see Maidana getting that last round unofficially from Jake Donovan, a round apiece here in the first 2.
And I'm not just going to tell my fighter to move. I'm going to tell my fighter to move to the right, away from the Maidana right hand. I'm not just going to say move and just take a 50-50. He might move right into that thing, so we don't want that.
We have seen flashes of the Maidana power. 9 wins, 6 by knockout. And he has landed 12 power punches in that last round compared to 4.
Landed 12, Kenny, but you can see and you can feel it in the air. Any one of those 12 lands correctly, and this fight could be over at any second. He's got that type of power, you can see it. Just got to slow things down a little more and set up his punches a little better, and he's going to be a knockout puncher. And just incorporate that left jab, start to use it up and down, tap. Try to distract Maisonette a little bit and set up that big right hand. It's tough for any fighter to get out of the way of the punches.
Nice once again by Maidana.
You see how he's moving his feet now. He's giving not a stationary target to Maisonette anymore. He's bouncing. He's making things more difficult. Maisonette can't set up when he's bouncing around like that.
Maisonette, meanwhile, is the one that's backpedaling here.
Because he doesn't have a stationary target sitting in front of him anymore. He can't just zone in on one particular thing that he wants to accomplish.
That's one of the things you want to see in a young fighter, how quickly they can adapt, and he has done so.
Maidana is complicating the game plan of Maisonette here in this 3rd round. He's not fighting a plotter tonight,
Maidana making it his fight here. Great second round and looking good in the 3rd.
Meanwhile, the bleeding in the nose is under control now.
Final seconds, round 3. Maidana and Maisonette. More action when we come back to San Antonio. And welcome back to San Antonio, Texas. Kenny Rice, BJ Flores. You're watching the PBC on NBCSN. And that man in the red trunks, Fabian Maidana, the younger brother of former 2-time world champ Marcos, looking very strong the last 2 rounds against Jorge Maisonette Jr. in the black and blue. His father, one-time fought for a world title. So great bloodlines here, as we've talked about throughout the card this evening. And he's kept here with the main event.
Amazing timing on that pull counter by Maidana a second ago. You see Maisonette shooting a jab, and not a slow jab, Kenny. Maidana coming over the top of it and landing a beautiful straight right hand and moving Masonette every time he connects with a punch.
Glad to have Jake Donovan back with us, our unofficial score. Right now he's given the last 2 rounds to Maidana, and Jake, it has turned around since that first.
It absolutely has turned around for Fabian Maidana. It's funny, Masonette's corner told him they want to see him stick and move. That's exactly how he won the first round. Maidana won second and third purely on power. 29-28, Fabian Maidana.
Thank you, Jake. Maidana with his older brother looking on. A lot of fans he has here in Texas as well.
Beautiful jabs to body by Maidana, Kenny. I love how he's shooting that jab to the pit of the stomach to set the right hand up, to distract Masonette. It also takes a lot of zap out of the legs of him when you stick that jab down there.
Maidana has gone the 8-round distance his last 2. Oh, big shot there by Maidana.
His feet are always set so nicely. He's always in position to punch. He's got Masonette hurt here.
Masonette trying to regroup. And Maidana with that stunning left.
He's got a heavy, heavy left hand, Kenny.
You get the feeling Maidana's a punch or 2 away now to end this thing, perhaps.
Masonette's not ready to throw the towel in, but it's only going to take 1 or 2 clean shots.
No. ¿Ok? Cuidado. ¿Estás bien?
If you can find the proper way to set it up off that left jab or in a counter punching position.
Maidana talked about learning to pace himself. That's why he's gone the distant 8 rounds the last 2 fights. He's only won 3 by decision. 6 of his wins have come by way of knockout.
Masonette's going the wrong way. He's going right to the right hand of Maidana. Recipe for disaster.
Maidana. Good shots again to Masonette. Maidana has him in the corner. Masonette hanging out.
Masonette is standing too straight up in that corner, Kenny. He's showing an incredible chin, though. But he's standing too straight up.
He's taking the punches. Trying to track him down as Maidana, the seconds ticking down here in the round. Maidana with power punches throughout. Fabian Maidana with a statement round. Big punches throughout, including that left against Masonette.
Some beautiful combination punching at the end of that round by Maidana. You see him head hunting a little bit here, but finally he traps Masonette in the corner. Landed some good shots. Nice right uppercut by Masonette. That hopefully we didn't see much, but Maidana, older brother Marcos, urging his younger brother Fabian to get his opponent against the ropes and take that body.
Fabian Maidana, 24 years old. He's been a pro for just over 2 years. And he is 9-0 coming in here. The fall schedule for 8. And Maidana picks right up, going right at Masonette. Action right in front of us in the corners.
Hey, sube los puños. ¿Ok? ¿Ok? Vamos, let's
See
go.
that big overhand right by Maidana. If you're in the corner of Masonette, you want to get underneath that shot. You don't want to try to put your left hand up and catch it. Get underneath, drop down, and make Maidana get off balance when he misses that shot. The offense of Fabian Maidana has put Masonette completely on the defensive. He kind of put his toolbox away and decided he was going to stop punching and try to just figure out where these punches are coming from Maidana. Masonette has not let his hands go in the last 2 rounds.
Masonette's corner telling him to relax. I think he's a little too tense now. Telling him first off to move a little more a couple of rounds ago. Now don't get too tense in there.
Beautiful counter right hand by Masonette off the Maidana jab, but then a nice counter right uppercut by Maidana. Not very often you see that. If one fighter get countered, then he counters with his own shot. So nice reflexes and mental toughness by Maidana. You see the temperament of Masonette, though. He's still calm. He took a lot of those punches very well from Maidana in the last round, to my surprise. I figured he'd be in a lot of trouble, and his body didn't really react. His chin held up nicely because he is so relaxed in there, Kenny. If he was very tight, he wouldn't be able to take those shots. Can't sit when he's back on the ropes. And then when Maidana comes in with that offense, he's got to do something to discourage him. Counter shots, something to hurt him.
Maidana with a good right.
point where it's target practice now. Maisonet's not giving anything back at all.
With every punch, the crowd cheering on Maidana.
I wonder if Maisonet suffered some type of injury to one of his arms because he's really not letting his hands go at all. I know that has a lot to do with the power of Maidana and the counter-punching ability, but he didn't even try anything, Kenny.
Combination by Maidana. Maidana doubling up on the left.
An element that Maidana definitely needs to work on. Very good prospect, great punches, great power, great explosion. He needs to work on the body punching to lower the guard of Maisonet.
He's doing about everything else well right now as this round is coming to an end. And again, a good round for Maidana. And back inside from downtown San Antonio, we look in the corner of Fabian Maidana, who's had some great rounds lately, BJ.
Nice combination by Maidana. He shot the right uppercut, but he followed up with the left hand, the left hook, snapped the head back of his opponent. Let's go. Good punching in the last round by Maidana, Kenny. A lot of good power punching.
Jorge Maisonet Jr. coming in here, his own boxing pedigree. His dad fought for a world title, and of course Maidana, the younger brother of two-time world champ Marcos, who is here cheering him on. There you see their records, both with impressive credentials on their own, trying to make their own names in the ring. Kenny Rice, BJ, always glad you're with us. Maidana continues to keep the pressure on Maisonet.
Let it go, suéltalo.
And Maisonet literally hanging on right there.
Beautiful straight right hand by Maidana a second ago. He's been starting everything with a jab, down, up, and he came with a straight right, caught Maisonet off guard.
Jake giving that last round as well to Maidana. It was Maisonet way back in the first, starting off strong. That's when he busted the nose of Maidana. You still see some blood coming out of that from time to time, but it has been all the young man, 24 years old, Fabian Maidana, in control of this fight throughout. Maisonet's corner saying what you've been saying, BJ, throw punches, try to throw more punches. Maidana good left again. And he's just stalking Maisonet right now.
Yeah, Maisonet's not giving him anything to keep him off balance. Maidana's able to walk right in and unload his most heavy artillery, and Maisonet's not doing anything about it except being defensive. You got to shoot some counter punches. You got to taunt him and feint him. Make him think twice before he walks in and shoots his heavy shots. I'd like to see Maidana come back with the right hand after that left hook to the body or the head.
Good shot, good uppercut. Right to the body, then up to the head.
Both sides of the body. So he brought both elbows down of Maisonet before he came up the middle. Very smart move. Because you definitely want to defend those body shots to the ribs, Kenny. You got to lower the elbows, which creates a big opening up the middle.
Slowing just a little bit.
Kenny, there's only one guy fighting so far, so it makes it difficult to have a real fight with only one guy shooting.
That man in the red trunks, Maidana, trying to remain undefeated and doing a great job of controlling this fight. Is this fight going to be stopped? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is over. Maisonet cannot answer the bell for the round, and Fabian Maidana has won for the 10th time without a loss.
And I'm curious to know what discussion took place over the corner. Maybe we can get some insight if there was an injury, if anything happened, because Maisonet doesn't, his face looks fine still. There had to be something that was stopping him from shooting punches.
He was taking some good punches throughout. Maidana had clearly taken over this fight from about round 3 on. And Mysonet, after a good start, was getting hit. As you said, BJ, there was one guy having a fight in the last couple of rounds, and it was Maidana, who was the man carrying all the action.
Correct. It took him a second to warm up there in that first round. He was watching Mysonet, but then in the second round, Kenny, he really started to get going, dropped those combinations of the head and the body, and really was in total control and dominated the rest of the fight.
There's brother Marcos there on the left, you see, in there congratulating his younger brother. Here's the way that round ended, BJ.
Well, nothing's really happening so far. You see Mysonet against the ropes, kind of waiting. Big mistake against a puncher like Maidana. Nice counter left hook by Mysonet, actually. Caught Maidana. Mysonet still doesn't, I don't see anything in particular to jump out at me and tell me, hey, listen, the fight needs to be stopped. But there's got to be some type of injury. Nice counter left hook by Mysonet there, and I think more raising his right arm. There might be some sort of problem with that right shoulder, but be curious to talk to the doctor and see what exactly it was, Kenny.
There's Mysonet, frustrated as you can see. And there it is, the trainer waving it off, saying that's it. No more fighting tonight for Maidana. Coming for Mysonet. It was all Maidana controlling the action. He picks up his 10th win without a loss. Fabian Maidana, his older brother, looking on, fans cheering him on. He was most impressive in stopping his opponent tonight. Fabian Maidana going to 10-0, winning this by TKO. Jorge Mysonet Jr. could not answer the bell for the round. Let's get the official verdict on it and go over to Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, on advice of the corner, our referee in charge, Rafael Ramos, waves off the bout at the end of the 6th round for your winner by technical knockout and still unbeaten, Fabian TNT Maidana.